Hello, welcome on in everybody. I hope you are all doing fantastic. I have got another PvP commentary for you all today, and I've been playing a lot of OPR, just getting those daily gypsums, and I've gotten into a pretty sweet fight that I wanted to share with you guys. So of course we're going to be going over the commentary here. I'm playing my Firestaff Rapier build, continuing to practice this guy up. Honestly, the Rapier is such a cool weapon, and I feel like there is so much that I still have to learn about this weapon. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this clip of the Firestaff Rapier taking on the Dex boys. This was a pretty interesting fight, a lot of guns and bows in OPR right now, so without further ado, let's get right into that PvP commentary. And as you guys can see, I've kind of pushed my way up the side towards the enemy group here, but they've got a lot of people with ranged weapons, so I take a little bit of cover behind the wood after trying to put some pressure on that healer, and one of the enemy players ends up coming back to attack me behind my bit of cover here. I hug the side of the keep here just to continue to mitigate some range damage, including from this guy here. We can line of sight his bow a little bit with the side of the keep. He goes into the rapid shot, and I take advantage of that to quickly get on top of him. He hits me with his riposte. I counter with my own riposte, and now we're just kind of poking each other with the Rapier. I try to get the heavy attack, and he ends up blocking it, and he holds the block, and I right away go for the second heavy. The Rapier cannot absorb two heavy attacks with the block like that, so I break his block, and he sits there nice and stunned. It's just a heavy attack to bring him down. And then I push forward into the rest of the bow guys here. I go for the Pillar of Fire into the Fireball. I think I missed the Pillar, land the Fireball. Nice little rotation on the Spear guy there with the Rapier, though, just moving around him with the dodge and the evade. So much damage with the Rapier as well. And good timing against the Spear guy. We managed to avoid the stuns and get a nice clean kill on him. And then, of course, the tactically sound move now would be to push directly into the middle of this musket and bow group. Definitely maybe not the best decision, I know, but hey, we're going to try it anyway. We managed to catch one guy off guard. Huge damage with the counter riposte into the heavy attack. And I managed to down him with that heavy Firestaff burnout just to go through and finish the kill. And I managed to get a little bit of distance behind some rocks here. Healing up again, both my potions just coming closer to off cooldown. And the 3 or 4 remaining come over top of the hill, and they keep shooting their bows at me. I use a little bit of line of sight, get a great riposte. Good riposte there, simply because they had a lot of players attacking me at the same time, so I was able to pretty reliably get the riposte for the iframes, and then I dropped down and landing the heavy on that guy, and managed to finish him off with the last poke there. And the bow guys are actually respawning, and they're coming back out. This guy goes into his rapid shot. I get behind the boxes there just to line of sight a bit of damage, and then go for the burnout to get on top of him. Fantastic damage with the flesh. Unfortunately, he hangs on with 1 hit point, and I'm in big trouble here. Get stuck in the trees. I can't run through that. Quickly roll back, and I do my best to keep kiting through these trees. The evade into the flesh. These guys are going to have a harder time hitting me thanks to all of the line of sight from the trees, but I don't really have anything that will stop the bullets if they connect on me. There you see I get really lucky as I use the burnout, and he misses that shot. The ice storm comes down. I get hit by the snare, just managing to get a little bit of healing off the regen potion there, and then pop the potion around the corner. I can't retreat any further back here, and there's 2 guys on top of me. This guy, he goes for his Void Gauntlet, a snare, I believe, goes for the Ice Gauntlet after I use the riposte. He catches me in the storm. I managed to iframe the Ice Spike with the evade and just squeeze out of there on so little hit points. These guys are chasing me so hard. I don't have a safe spot. Get around this corner, and then there's another guy on top. He's taking his time to make sure he lands that first hit. He does. I take the dot from his musket shot there, and I'm safe in the wolf cave where the alpha wolf is. He went out to chase somebody, but I've got to defend myself in this cave. I throw the fireball down. He goes for a few light attacks with the Rapier. I catch him in the riposte. A nice heavy attack into the flesh to drop him. I go for the burnout through him. The other player taking a lot of damage from that too. He tries to escape the fireball to catch him, and I managed to finish off both the players that chased me into the cave there. And the last 2 players, it looks like one of them actually got downed by the Alpha Wolf, and his friendly team player is just teabagging him. So I throw the fireball down to finish off the downed player, and then I start putting pressure on the not-so-friendly guy here. He ends up going for a little bit of a kite back here to, I think, just kind of reset, and then he goes for his Scream to engage. I see the Scream coming. He pulls out the Ice Gauntlet. This time I know what's coming, so I roll back, see him throw the Ice Shower down, And I have a little bit of the wooden spiky things here, or ramparts, I believe, to just give me a little bit of defense against the ranged attacks. The enemy Void Gauntlet player, he's going for melee Void Gauntlet play, which, honestly, with a Rapier against the Void Gauntlet, when they pull out the Void Blade, it's a pretty good anti-Void combo, I think. You can counter them pretty easily with the riposte and then put huge damage into them. And I'm trying to keep the pressure on top of the Void Gauntlet player. I go for the riposte right as he goes for the Ice Spike, but he ends up calling his Ice Spike a little bit early. And there I get trapped by a nasty screen combo. The projectiles coming down, the Ice Spike as well. And that's that. The Dex boys get me. I do think the one thing that I got going for me with Fire Staff this patch is the fact that a lot of people are still running mostly physical resistance. So against the gun guys, they don't have a lot of elemental resist. So I am able to put a pretty decent amount of damage at a distance with the Fire Staff, even though I'm not super spec'd into it. Now, moving on to the next clip here, another in the enemy part of the OPR fight, we got the Void Gauntlet Life Staff Heavy Armor player. He comes around the corner, and there you see I catch him right away with the riposte, get good damage, throw the Fireball and the Pillar of Fire on him into the flesh, and I actually kill the healer in his healing circle. Yeah, usually you have to have a little bit more tact when killing a healer, but we caught him with a huge combo there, and everything landed real flush, so good damage on that. And then right away jumping on top of this enemy Fire Mage here. He tries to defend, goes for the Ice Shower. I drop his health really low, but a fantastic counterplay there to prevent me from finishing him off, and he drinks the potion right away, so I'm unable to get the finish with the Fire Staff. So right away I just back up a little bit. The enemy players, melee players, come towards me, and I just kind of bait the attack out of them to land the riposte, get myself a little bit of distance. There I try to go for the heavy, and I see the enemy Sword and Board player charging up his stun, so I just quickly evade to iframe that attack. Get a good riposte on him as the Gravity Well comes down, but I'm forced to use the Flesh right away to escape the Gravity Well because I'll have the Great Axe player giving me a little bit of a beatdown if I stay in it. And then just a lot of defensive maneuvers here to keep the pressure up at a bit of a distance and let these melee players continue to come to me. I love playing Rapier Fire Staff against a melee opponent. I feel like they have a serious disadvantage because they cannot stay on top of me, and I can keep applying pressure at a distance to them and then just close the gap whenever. These guys decide that it's not worth it to try to chase such a difficult build to catch with their melee spec, so they end up leaving me alone. And was that the right call? Probably not. I just go right in behind the enemy line there and get a good kill on the first player that I see. This guy is AFK, but he's got a healing staff, so yeah, we can't show any quarter there. He'll be healing his friends way too much. We just quickly put him down. Then I get inside the enemy outpost here. Actually a friendly outpost. It looks like they didn't even flip it back to their side. They just ran right through it. So I'm just going to hang out here and wait for these guys to re-engage. And here comes the first one. He's a hammer guy, goes for his first stun. I just roll out of it, read the second attack with the riposte, get a good counter. And there you can see right there, a little bit of a quick flashy combo, but it works so well, just constantly rotating around those slower melee fighters. And I don't think he connected a single attack. And then his friend's actually putting a bit of chip damage, so I'm unable to kind of stick that out, but we were definitely getting the edge on the hammer boy there. And this guy comes around the side here. He starts shooting with his rifle. I trade with him with the Fire Staff and actually doing a good job trading. Again, good elemental damage into him. And he ends up retreating almost inside. I didn't see him on the corner there, this sneaky guy. And he goes for a bit of pressure with the Rapier, but then decides that the trade's not going well, retreats back inside, pulls out the rifle, managed to connect a nice attack there, but unfortunately, he just gets underneath the staircase, and I can't make it through that one side. So he's going to be able to slink away there. And now we've got the Ice Gauntlet guy chasing me here. I decide to drop down just because of the offensive enemy player that's using the rifle. I really don't want to have to deal with a whole bunch of unnecessary rifle pressure if I can help it. But the Ice Gauntlet player actually playing kind of smart, not attacking, I think just to bait out my riposte, and it worked quite well. Anyhow, I hope that you guys enjoy the last minute here as I say goodbye. These were insanely fun OPR fights, especially that first fight. I think that was the most fun OPR I've ever had, and maybe one of the best kind of kill streak runs I've had solo. Of course, if you want to catch that live gameplay, you can give me a follow on Twitch. Give me a follow on Twitter to keep up to date with what's going on with me. Check out my website, pvpnewworld.com, for guides to this build and information on New World as well. And I only need a couple more clips for the next top 5 episode. If you have an awesome fight that you want to send in to be featured, you can send that to Kristofer at pvpnewworld.com. This show is sponsored by What the Fast, a VPN for gamers. They can give you better ping to your favorite games, free to try for the first month. There's a link down below for you guys. And a big thank you and shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. Without you guys, I couldn't do this, so thank you so much for supporting. Thank you everybody so much just for tuning in and watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Look forward to more in the future, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great night.